You wake up, but not quite as yourself. Something's off. The desert air feels heavier tonight, thick with dust and whispers. The moon stares down from over the mesas, a white, watchful eye that refuses to blink. Every cricket, owl, and coyote goes silent. Even the wind seems to hold its breath. That's the first warning. Everything around you senses what's coming before you do. You weren't born in a cradle. You were born in a story. You crawled out of the earth's throat, already full of regret and rage. Already knowing you'd never be human again. Somewhere in Navajo country, among the red cliffs and the smell of sage, the ground remembers what you did. You were a medicine man once. Someone trusted. Someone meant to heal. But you went too far. You broke the balance. You used power for yourself, and the desert noticed. It never forgets a debt. Now you wear a curse like a second skin, literally. They call you Yi Naldlushi, the with it he goes on all fours. You move through the night wearing the bodies of beasts, trading your shape for theirs. Some say you killed a relative to earn that power. Others whisper you fed the fire with your own shadow. Either way, congratulations, you're the desert's personal nightmare. At first, it feels amazing. Your body bends and snaps, the bones rearranging into whatever you need. You leap into the body of a coyote, sprinting across the cracked ground, dust cloud trailing behind you like smoke from a gun. The adrenaline is intoxicating, the freedom, the speed, the silence that obeys you. But hunger follows fast. It isn't for food. It's for control. For the spark of life that flickers in others. You can smell fear the way mortals smell rain. You roam near hogans and dry riverbeds, drawn by the faint glow of firelight. When you approach, dogs sense you first. They bark once, then whimper, curling into the dirt. The old woman inside mutters prayers under her breath, tossing cedar ash into the fire. You can hear each syllable sizzle, the flames hiss, and it burns a little, right behind your ribs. You hate that feeling, the reminder that somewhere under all this fur, you still have something left to lose. Nights turn into moons, and you grow stronger. You can wear new shapes now, an owl that glides without a sound, a fox that vanishes mid-stride, even the outline of a man long dead. Every transformation costs you a piece of yourself. Your laughter starts to sound borrowed. Your thoughts echo like they're bouncing off the inside of someone else's skull. Sometimes you forget which shape you started with. The animals know you're wrong. They scatter when you pass, even the rattlesnakes slithering away in a rush of scales. Sometimes, late at night, you swear the desert hums with voices, the ones you stole. They whisper through your stolen skin, pressing against your bones like trapped smoke. When the moon is full, their words almost line up into sentences, and you hear them begging for the faces you took. You laugh, but it comes out shaky, like your lungs don't agree with the joke. People whisper your name but never say it aloud. They leave ash circles around their homes, hang white stones above the doorways. You love it. Their fear keeps you alive. It's like oxygen soaked in adrenaline. You stalk the mesas, moving between shadows, leaving behind half-human footprints that confuse even the coyotes. You're a rumor with claws. One night, you stumble across a traveler. He's singing to himself, trying to keep his courage. The tune is bad. You crouch low, bones tightening beneath your skin. You shift, slow and steady, into a wolf. Your mouth fills with the metallic taste of anticipation. You step into the moonlight, and the man freezes. His eyes widen, seeing something that shouldn't exist. You grin, because your teeth look better than words. He bolts, and you let him. You like it when they run, it stretches the game. Later, you find his horse wandering alone, eyes wide, reins trailing. You walk beside it, pretending to be harmless. The horse snorts once, then gallops off into the dark. Smart horse. Seasons slide by. You stop counting them. You start talking to the wind because it's the only thing that doesn't run away. The wind tells you stories about yourself, some of them true, most of them worse. You pretend not to care, but you do. You find yourself returning to the same canyon where you first transformed, drawn by the memory of who you used to be. Sometimes you dig your claws into the stone and try to remember your human hands. You can't. The smell of rain, the sound of thunder, even the taste of blood start to blend together until you can't tell one from the other. Everything's noise and hunger. By the seventh moon, your powers grow stranger. You can mimic voices now. You can make your victims hear their mother's cry, their friends' laughter, even their own voice calling them from behind. You test it one night on a shepherd near Black Mesa. You call his name softly, and he turns, pale as dust. He knows what you are. He whispers the words of protection: corn, pollen, salt, and prayer. The air crackles, and you feel it slice through your stolen skin. You lunge anyway, because pride is stronger than pain. The chant burns like a brand. You retreat, howling, the sound echoing through the cliffs like thunder without rain. After that, you hide for a while. You lie under the stars, every breath raw. You think about the line between curse and punishment. You wonder if you crossed it or if it crossed you. The desert doesn't answer. It never does. The sand just shifts beneath you like it's laughing quietly to itself. But you heal, eventually. You always do. The next time you rise, your skin feels thinner, translucent almost. You catch your reflection in a puddle left by last night's storm, your eyes glowing red, your grin splitting wider than it should. You wink at yourself. Looking good, monster. You keep moving, drifting between canyons and ghost towns, following whispers instead of roads. Sometimes you pass travelers who don't even notice you, half visible in the corner of their vision. They'll swear later they saw something on all fours with a face too human to forget. You're the story they'll tell their children, who will tell it to theirs. Congratulations, you're folklore now. And deep down, you love it. Legends never die. They just get better with retelling. But being a legend doesn't fix the boredom. You start messing with people just for fun. Knock on doors that shouldn't have doors. Imitate their voices from outside the window. Leave a single animal track that ends at the doorstep. It's your version of stand-up comedy. Your audience just screams more. You laugh too, a sound that echoes off the cliffs and back into your throat, sounding less and less like laughter and more like wind caught in a skull. Years pass. You can feel the desert changing. New towns rise, old trails vanish, and even the coyotes give you side-eye now. You're ancient and restless, a creature built on regret and bad hobbies. Your transformations come slower. Sometimes your body forgets which shape it's in mid-shift. You'll wake up with claws and human feet or fur growing out of your ear. Very fashionable. The younger spirits whisper about you, half in awe, half in pity. The oldest ones just call you tired. And then comes the night you hear your name again, the one you lost. It comes from a child sitting by a dying fire, repeating an old chant her grandmother taught her. The sound slices straight through your skull. You stumble, collapse, twitching between shapes. The desert goes quiet again, watching. The air thickens until it hums. You try to stand, but can't. The ground swallows your hands up to the wrist. And you realize something's ending. Maybe the curse. Maybe you. The moon rises higher, cold and pitiless. Your skin peels away, revealing flashes of every creature you've ever been. Wolf, owl, fox, man. For a moment, you see your human face again, older, cracked with dust. You almost laugh. Still ugly, you croak, voice flickering like a dying campfire. You stagger toward the nearest mesa, half crawling, half laughing. You leave behind a trail of fur, feathers, and footprints that lead nowhere. The wind howls your name one last time, but it sounds like applause now, and that feels pretty good. And just as the first light touches the cliffs, you collapse into shadow. Maybe that's death. Maybe it's Tuesday. Hard to tell in this line of work. Still, the desert remembers. Every gust of wind carries your voice. Every shifting shadow could be your grin waiting to happen. Maybe you're gone, or maybe you're hiding in plain sight, wearing someone else's smile, practicing your next joke. The night still waits for you, its old friend, whispering promises of more skins to wear and more names to steal. And if someone walking home late at night hears a voice that sounds just like their own whispering behind them, well, you've got to keep the legend alive somehow. Wait, was that your tale? Oh no, you just tripped over it again. Smooth move, desert legend, real terrifying, real terrifying.